Hey everybody, the Real Behemoth here, back again with another video for Heroes of History. Today we are going to be talking about city layouts. So this is one of the biggest questions that I see most populated in our Discord right now. In Discord, typically people ask about two main things, and that's heroes and city layouts. Now, I've got a couple screenshots here about just with some different city layouts, and just to kind of see you guys and give you guys different perspectives on how people build them. So, this first one I believe was from Jack3YQ on Discord, and you can see here that his culture is pretty solid. He doesn't have any unhappy people up here at the top here, and he seems to be focused primarily around building gold around his houses right now. So as you can see, his culture boost is pretty high around his training facilities and his houses. And then scrolling down, he's got a pretty good farm setup where he's boosting these farms, but I believe these farms are somewhat underleveled. Now, I could be mistaken, but the underleveled farms are easier culture enhanced because their culture boosts are going to be a little smaller than if they were fully upgraded. Now, moving on. Now, this is one of the top players in the game. Now, he had previously sent this screenshot. As you can see, ton of luxury type of buildings, farms and culture sites and whatnot, right? This is going to be from Mojo in Discord as well. So I believe he's ranked number 2 right now in the game on the live server. And as you can see, he's got almost max culture across the board for some of these buildings. So definitely a solid layout, but how many people are actually going to be able to do this? Very, very few. People aren't going to be able to spend 2,000 gems a pop on some of these culture sites. And he very clearly rushed a lot of these luxury farms as well. So he's going to be pretty set for end game type of play, which he's kind of already at. Now, moving into this next one, I believe this one was from AlexZero, AL1X1RO. And now let's just take a look here. So he's got some unhappy folks, but does he need gold? Does he need gold as much as he needs these farm boosts, as much as he needs these training boosts? I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure what he needs, but this just kind of gives you a little different perspective, because when you're limited on space like this, you have to make difficult decisions. What are you wanting to boost and why? You've got to make that decision for yourself. It may be gold, so you may want to move around your houses, make sure they're taken care of. It may be farms. You may want to boost your farms and make sure they're taken care of so you can increase your food. Maybe training facilities. You never know what each person needs, and it typically changes almost on a day-to-day basis for some folks. So limited space is a little trickier, but as you continue to expand, it becomes a little bit easier for you to decide, okay, let's culture boost everything, let's figure out a possible layout, etc. Now, looking at this next one, this is from Sentry, Sentry on A. He is a solid player, and as you can see, he focused on the single 1x1 spacing culture sites, and he did them across the board. So he's got a very niche way of doing things. Not a lot of people are going to be doing it like this. And it's just because it boosts just the one closest building to your culture site for the most part. So as you can see, does not need gold, so he's focusing very heavily on some of the workshops, training facilities, and farms. And his houses are kind of up there, just left in the dirt here. But I thought it was a kind of a funny example to give you guys a little bit of a priority check, right? As I was just talking about, he's prioritizing everything aside from gold right now because he simply doesn't need it. Now, as he needs it, he may end up changing his base around to accommodate for the resources that he's missing out on. Now, this one here is from Dirtbike. He's actually in my alliance. And as you can see, he was short on gold, and so he was trying to figure out a way to make most of his houses happy. But I know that at the top there, he's leaving a little bit of farms out, training facilities, And then at the bottom, he was adding some additional farms. So yeah, just kind of give you a good insight as to some of the other, layouts and what people are running, why they're running them, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to mine. So this is my current city layout. I have done quite a bit of premium land expansions. Now, as you can see, I only have 5 available. They cost 6,000 gems each, which is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, over $50 per. So yeah, I mean it's a little trickier here. I'm not gonna go ahead and expand those. Those are way too expensive. I don't need those as much as they cost. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose my next expansion. I don't know where I'm wanting to go. I might as well just go here. Start expanding that. So my buildings are very underleveled. I don't really typically need gold, so I just have my small homes. I stacked them, and I'm slowly upgrading them. I'm upgrading everything across the board now. Starting with these houses, I'm gonna bring them all to Greece or where I'm at now, which is actually Roman Empire. So I mean, I've got buildings all the way back there. So my workshops are pretty much up to date. I think I've just got this one left from Greece that I got to bring up to early Rome and then start pushing all of these to the Roman Empire levels. Now, my city layout, I designed it this way to maximize my gold output, which is why I need to upgrade my houses, and then also have enough space for farms out here to be max cultured, as well as high culture levels for my ability training and my workshops. So I try to stay high cultured across the board, and here's why. So if you look into any workshop, right, you look at your culture. If you look at when they're max cultured, you're going to be doubling your production. So let's say you've got, one artisan workshop and it's max. It's like you have two that are just base level, right? If you have two, obviously, that are max, it's essentially you're doubling up, right? So, and it's the same thing to go with farms as well, right? You're gonna be really upgrading and almost doubling up. And in this case, you're going to be doing a little bit more than double your food output for one single farm, right? For training, again, it's similar-ish, right? It's a little less than half at this point, but with training as well, if you have it max cultured, you're going to be seeing a very heavy output boost. For homes, again, very similar. You're seeing almost a double on increase for output if it's max cultured. So typically you try to max culture. There's a couple other strategies. You either build a lot of, base level buildings so that you increase the amount that you're producing across the board, or you max culture some of these buildings and try to double your production boost essentially. So if you look at my culture here, they're pretty happy across the board here. There's a couple back here that I definitely need to work on. But overall, most of my buildings are happy. Now, over here, I'm going to be building a couple more culture sites to make sure that those are taken care of. I may end up moving this ranged archer one, to the right a little bit, so that I can fit more over here on the corner for the heavy infantry barracks. But overall, my workshops are decently happy. I'm building some more over here. I may move this building down just a little bit to fit these in the middle there so that they're both taken care of. And then there's probably still going to be enough space at the bottom for me to take care of the bottom one. But overall, you can see kind of why I decided to do my city layout the way I have been. Now, if I decided not to go the culture route, I could stack a ton of farms over here, but I just don't have the upgrade materials for it. I mean, the amount that it costs to upgrade some of these, I won't be able to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. I mean, in this case, I will, but at the higher levels, I definitely won't be able to. Gold will become a handicap there for me. So, but yeah, just so for you guys to see kind of what my thought process was for my city layout. Try to keep as many people as happy as they possibly can be, doubling up my production boost if possible, and really increasing the amount of culture sites I'm using. So Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this gave you kind of some insight, some ideas, different perspectives about how people prioritize their buildings, and how they think in terms of their base layouts. So if you guys have any ideas, if you guys want me to make another video like this and you guys kind of send me your layouts, if you have better ones or if you're trying to help other people, or just even get in one of these videos, then we can absolutely do that as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.